Welcome back to episode 2 of our podcast. Miss Nikki is back with us, and I am Princeton back with you.
Wait, you didn't let me finish my wave. Woo!
And we have a lot of great stuff for you all. I went to the store, and I had a panic attack.
It was a fiasco.
We will get to that in a little bit. But first, what have you been up to, Miss Nikki?
Oh, I'm drinking water right now. Or so you think.
Water.
I have my very fat sheep cup.
Oh, a very fat sheep.
Very fat sheep. So this week I have got not a lot finished, but I started on a lot. My house is like going through a craft explosion.
Yeah.
There's like an unfinished quilt on my living room floor. The craft room is pretty much wrecked and everything else.
Yeah.
I've been out and about in the world a lot more this week. My family's had some doctor's appointments, and I used that time to do zero crafting at all. So I came home in the evening and just was like, I gotta craft all the things. So it's been evening crafting this week. And we've had weather changes, and every time the weather changes, I get super tired. I don't know if anybody else has this, but like in the spring and the fall, I'm like a toddler. So when it's dark outside, I feel like I need to be sleeping. When it's light outside, I feel like I need to be sleeping. So that's kind of been the week I've had. But other than that, it's been a good week. But okay, how about you?
Okay. A lot of the same. So I have a problem where I have started a lot of different things, and I've been getting bored really quick.
Oh.
Like I come out the gate too hard. I'm like, oh, that's nice. And I'm like, let's start something else. So I have like 4 things I've started.
Oh man.
5 things I've started actually.
Uh-huh.
And it's just a mess. It's a mess. I forget what pattern I'm doing. I forget what gauge and hook I'm using. I forget how to do the actual pattern. And I get frustrated and I say, I'll just do it later.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I feel like this is a transition week. Like we're really heading into fall. I went outside. There's a lot more leaves down in my yard, and the air is really cold in the mornings, and it's getting dark earlier. And I don't know. I feel like I need to wear all the hand knits and hand makes and everything, but crafting them, not so much mojo for that. But I have worked on a lot, so I've got some things.
Okay. I will say I think I was making a scarf with a really rainbow colored yarn.
Ooh.
And I wasn't really feeling it. And I wasn't really feeling the pattern either. Well, my son decided one day he found what I was working on.
Oh, he helped you out.
He helped me out. And at first I wanted to be like, what are you doing? But then I was like, oh, well, I didn't really want to finish that anyway.
That's fine, son. It's fine.
Yeah. So he helped me out.
So what do you do before? I know you had a really big hiatus in your crafting life a couple years ago. What do you do to get, or what sparks your crafting mojo to come back where you want to finish the thing, you want to start all the things and finish all the things? What kicks that off sometimes?
Well, so like you said, I started off crocheting.
Yep.
And I was all gung-ho about it. And I took years off. And I did not miss it at all.
Right.
But then, I don't know, I think just the weather changing.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandma, she's the one that got me into it. And she asked me to make her something one day. And
Oh,
it kind
what?
of reminded me how peaceful it is and how nice it is to make something for somebody that will
Right,
really appreciate, your craft.
right.
And then I don't know, it relaxes me.
Mm-hmm.
So it made me want to get back into the groove.
Mm-hmm. One day
So
you're gonna have to tell us your crafting origin story, like your
I will.
superhero story. I think that'd be
I
pretty
will.
fun.
I
I
will.
told you I was gonna work on mine for a video, but it's super emotional. And I get started and I'm like boo-hooing and there's like yarn everywhere and tears over here and I remember this and it's interesting to walk down that lane sometimes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
ever since I started knitting, I've been kind of consistently little bits knitting. It seems like what kicks off my mojo is somebody having a baby. So babies deserve something knit for them. Um, that's what usually kicks me out of low gear. I feel like I need to make something for everybody's not knit worthy. Everybody don't get a blanket. Everybody don't get, a baby, a sweater or things like that. But I feel like my friends, I think I was in a hiatus before your son was born. And I remember like the night before your baby shower, I think our mutual friend came over and I was knitting and I was like, I've got to finish this blanket. She's like, why? It's going to be fun. No, got to go to the shower. It's fine. I put a lot of pressure on myself to do these things. And I think I handed it to you and it went like on a table loaded down with presents. And I was like, I didn't have to be so hard. Not that you guys didn't appreciate it or I didn't get the accolades I wanted, but I put
Right.
an extreme amount of pressure on myself to get things done by a deadline sometimes. Sometimes. And baby knits are one of those things.
Well, I will say that blanket has went through many washes, many throw ups, many tugs,
Oh, good.
and
Good, good.
not only has it held up, but it's on his bed that he sleeps in every single night.
Oh, well, that makes my
Every
knitter's heart feel good. I want
knitter's
these
heart.
shirts so I can say that line. That's not true. I just worked it in. But no, that makes me feel good.
Yep. Yep.
So
So
none
it
of the
was worth the
stress
pressure.
translated into the blanket. Perfect. Perfect.
It's a stress blanket. So yeah, I don't know. I'm in my groove right now. I'm
Right.
enjoying it.
Right.
The yarn that I just bought, I haven't worked a lot with wool,
Mm-hmm.
and I bought some wool, and I'm excited to make something out of that. So it's small things like that that kind of keep me going.
Yeah. Well, that's
So
fun. Discovering new things is always fun.
yeah, yeah. So and also tell us about your new fascination with Tunisian crocheting,
I don't want
please.
to because I'm terrible at it. Like I try.
But
So I knit. Crochet, I always tell people I've been crocheting badly since I was a child. My mother started me out. My first fiber art was crochet, and I could chain like nobody's business. I had like a 6 foot chain that I did nothing with. And then she taught me single crochet, and I was like, oh my gosh, Barbie can have blankets. So I had the Barbie dream house. So her little bedroom on the top floor, whatever, she had like 20 tiny crochet rectangles for blankets in her Malibu bar. You don't need crochet blankets in Malibu, I wouldn't think. So Barbie got like a million crochet blankets. And then I was like, I can make a circle. So she had like some crocheted skirts. I don't know if I mean, crocheted skirts on a Barbie doll aren't really very fitted. So she would have these fashion accidents when I would play like runway. So she'd be walking down the little runway and then her crochet skirt would just fall off. So my crochet was not very good, and it frustrated me. And even I, as a child, recognized that Barbie doesn't need um, 16 crochet blankets in Malibu. So I kind of put crochet away, and I got into some sewing. I got into some other things, but really, when I started knitting, it was it just clicked. But recently, since you crochet and there's a lot of people on YouTube with fabulous crocheted items, just great stuff, I was like, I'm going to do some Tunisian crochet. So, like this square on my board right there, you can't see it, it's about this big. Actually, that was my Tunisian crochet practice of like 4 years ago. That's as far as I've gotten, right? And you see, I've put it up on the wall to be, remember, hey, you don't like this. But I've clearly forgotten that. And I tried again. So I can't say this is a work in progress because this is probably as far as I'm going to get. But my Tunisian crochet hook, great, awesome. But I got some sugar and cream on the cone from Joann's. I've never bought a big cone of yarn before, but this is kind of what my Christmas look is going to be. That light green and dark green and red and white, kind of Grinchy colors. I like that. So I started my Tunisian crochet practice, and this is as far as I've gotten. But
It
it
looks good.
looks a lot like knitting. And I guess they call this the knit stitch, but it's upside down knitting. So if I was working this, I'd be working it from this side here. So the knit stitches, actual real, I guess, I guess it's not. But that's my practice, and that's all it's going to be. Because it's too hard on my wrist.
Oh my
Super
goodness.
hard. Like knitting, you're using both hands to hold the yarn and the needles and things like that. Tunisian crochet, I was like, what is happening? So my one hand is sitting here doing nothing, and my right hand is just, oh, work, 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 work. And it was too much. It was too much. And this is very thick. I mean, I guess that's, a property of it if you want to use that, and that's great. But I'm not used to it. And it took a long time for me to get something to hold on to. So my hand was like, oh, what? But working into that foundation chain was hard. And knitting, you start out with stitches on the needle. This you have to make them every single stitch. It's very pretty. It's super pretty. And if I could continue with that without my wrist hurting, that would be great. But and I know practice with everything, but I got a lot of things I want to knit before I get bored with that.
Well, I have
Hopefully
never
I'm
done
like
it either.
wrestling with it, like, why won't you become easy for me? But it's very pretty. It's very pretty. I'll
I
I'll
think it looks
bind
good.
this off and put it on my wall too, next to its brother.
Well, I think your interest in trying has motivated me to learn how to do it. I've never done it either.
See, I think you'd enjoy it a lot. It's just
'Cause,
different motions, and I know it's a lot of um, muscle memory and things like that. My muscles just don't remember that one-handed motion. That's too much for me.
from when you were 6, it doesn't remember that.
Yes, Barbie doesn't need any blankets.
Well,
But I
I
think
don't
there's a
have a,
terrible mistake in my Tunisian crochet. I can poke my finger through it. Oops.
well, I'm
But
gonna
I
have to buy
think
me
for at first,
a
I'm sorry, for a beginner or re-beginner, it's pretty even, pretty nice. But it just didn't feel good for me, and I need to save these precious wrists for knitting.
your precious knitting wrist.
That's right. That's right. So I guess that was one of my stash acquisitions. This was the sugar and cream. I've thrown the label down. Cotton, and I think there was 400 yards on this, maybe.
Wow.
I can't remember. But these are going to be presents. I like to give dishcloths to a couple of friends of mine. They look for them every year, so this is their Christmas color for this year.
I like that
Act
idea.
surprised when you get a dishcloth.
I will.
That's a
I'm gonna
good
act
face.
so surprised.
That's a good face. You've been acting surprised when I give you other things. Oh no. Just keep it up. Keep it up. I don't know the difference. That's too much. That's too much.
Well, I bought some sugar and cream also. And this is the first time I bought sugar and cream.
Oh, see, you're too hype about the name. You're too hype.
Look, props to whoever makes this. Great name. Sugar and cream. Who doesn't like sugar and cream?
So you want to
Everybody.
tell people what you suggested?
Not really.
Okay.
But you can.
Princeton suggested we change the name of the podcast to Sugar and Cream. I said the sugar and cream people are going to come get you.
When I hear it out loud from somebody else, it sounds silly. But it makes so much sense up in here.
Uh-huh.
And I'd rather be cream than sugar. If you don't mind.
Maybe we can throw them off our scent. I'll be brown sugar and you can be cream. Maybe that's the name of the episode.
Yeah. Brown sugar and stale cream.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think this would look good for like washcloths and stuff like that. I don't know. I've never been into making washcloths, but I think I will because they're quick.
Mm-hmm.
And
even when you
think
knit them, they're super quick.
Really?
When I want to impress people that don't knit, I'll whip out some dishcloth and I'll just, and it just grows so quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll make some dishcloths out of it. I think I need something quick in my life because I've started blankets and Afghans and I just like, I get like 10% into it and I'm just like, yeah, I'm bored now. So I think a washcloth would be good for me. Just something to knock out and be like, poof, I did it.
Right.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll act surprised when I get some washcloths.
You're not getting any washcloths from me. How about that? Act surprised now.
And we're not changing the name of the podcast. So
That's probably a good thing, actually.
Actually, I'll change it and tell the sugar and cream people it was your idea. So they'll come
Yeah,
after you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I told them not to. So, okay, I got a basket of stuff here, so I need to get serious. Acquisitions. Oh, we'll stay on that. I know that's out of the order I told you we would go in, but
I didn't listen anyway.
Exactly. So, I have a knit that I'm going to do that's near and dear to my heart. A friend of mine who's going through some health issues wanted a hat. She's feeling cold, in the doctor's office and hospital she goes to. So I, of course, said, whatever you want, whatever you need. So I did some stash diving. And this is not a recent acquisition, but it kind of flows into the next thing I'm going to talk about. I knit a hat out of Barocco Comfort.
Okay.
And a couple of years ago, I got this at the Naughty Knitters in Knoxville, Tennessee. And I'm looking for the colorway. It just has a number, 9793, but you can see it's kind of a purple, heathered kind of color and things like that. So she really likes purple. And this is super soft yarn. If I had written some notes down, I'd be much better prepared. But I can read here. It's 50% nylon, 50% acrylic. So it's going to be super soft, super warm, and super comfortable for her, I hope. So I had this in my stash, but she also asked for a gift for one of her caretakers that she's been really enjoying talking and visiting with as she goes through navigating her health issues. So I went to Joann's, and then I went to Michael's trying to find peacock colored yarn. She and the lady had had a discussion about peacocks and their semblance, and that they both really enjoyed like peacock jewel tone colors. And I was like, oh, okay. So I wanted to make the lady that's been giving her such good care and good company a gift. She had asked me to do this, and I said yes. So I'm going to make her a scarf. So I ended up buying 2 skeins of your favorite Red Heart Unforgettable. I don't know if you've had Unforgettable before, but you can see these colors are really jewel toned and what she kind of asked for. But you can also see that halo on this yarn.
Yeah.
Very loosely spun. What is the name? This is called, it's 100% acrylic. It's a medium weight. It's called Gossamer. And it's very pretty and very nice. I can't stand it. I mean, I've tried and tried and tried and tried. I don't like to knit loosely spun yarn because I always split it. I knit fairly quickly, but I like sharper needles, and it always goes through the middle of the yarn. So it took me about an hour to get this much of a scarf done, and I literally threw it down in my couch. I think the other ball, about 2, couldn't find the other one because I think the couch swallowed it. That I will just save you from this torture. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I can't use it, so I feel like this is going to be in your stash acquisition soon.
Give it to me.
I feel like crochet would catch it a little bit better. And the pattern I was trying to do just wasn't working. It wasn't working. I am not opposed to passing yarn on. But you see, it's already getting fuzzy, and it makes like my eyeballs itch. But that's the only yarn I bought this week. So I had one used out of stash, one used out of I tried. I tried with that Red Heart. I tried. Maybe when you become their brand ambassador, you can, help me out.
Hey, Red Heart, if you're listening, I love you guys. I have loved you for years. If you ever need any help selling your product, I got you. I'm
The
a Red
sugar
Heart
and cream
fanatic.
people are taking note. They're like, not
Yeah.
that guy. Not him.
Sorry, sugar and cream.
So I'm just gonna keep rambling because I have one finished object this week. I know I have no works in progress, so I've jumped from stash acquisitions to working from stash to one finished object, but I don't have a lot, so I'll just get my part out of the way. Then you can take it
Okay.
away, sugar or cream, whatever. That's weird. I'm
Cream.
not gonna say that anymore. So, sorry. So, out of the Barocco Comfort, I had 2 skeins of this. Stop laughing. We're podcasting here.
Oh, yeah.
I had 2 skeins of it, and so I wanted to make her like a slouchy, kind of comfortable hat that is not too formal or too tight or anything. So I made this.
Wow.
I
Bring it a
know.
little closer. Wow.
Look at that. So that is the Scopes pattern version 2 by, I know I'm going to say their name wrong, Calandry B. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. It's kind of a beret-ish kind of slouchy hat. But look at that top, man.
That is nice.
I didn't know I could do that. I just followed the pattern. I was on the phone with my mom while I was closing it up, and I was like, this is a bad idea. My mom's very distracting. I shouldn't do this, but it came out. It came out. So
Yes, it did.
that is a very easy, quick pattern. I started this yesterday, and I finished it.
Really?
Yeah, and I finished it a couple of hours ago. I started yesterday evening, and I worked on it. And really, it's just it's a very easy pattern, and I can't wait to give it to her. It's kind of flowered down there, and the yarn, and this was the Barocco Comfort, and the yarn and the pattern were a perfect match. It was such a nice knit, and unlike the stress knits of baby blankets. I tried to really knit in some comforting thoughts and some healing. And, this was a knit I wanted to do. That's why I got to finish so quickly. So, again, this was the Scopes pattern by Calandry B on Ravelry. So, that was an enjoyable knit. It really was.
That is really nice.
Thank you. I hope she enjoys it. Now that scarf I still got to work on for her friend, but I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. So, do you have any finished objects this week?
I don't, and I'm glad I don't because, yeah, let me follow that. That's a great idea. No, I don't
That's
have any.
it. This week has
I
been
don't.
such a disjointed week, but I got that right. If I got that right, I'm okay with everything else.
Well, actually, I mean, you kind of do have more finished objects because you gifted me and my little one these
Yay!
hats, matching beanies.
They are.
Yep.
So, do you want to tell the story beside that yarn? Do you remember?
I don't remember exactly what yarn this is.
That's Malabrigo Rios. I don't know the
Okay.
colorway.
Okay. But this was the first time that I actually I went to Yarn Haven here in Knoxville, and it's the first time that I actually spent like real money on yarn. And it was the first time, what was it? It was in a hank, I believe.
Yes. Yes.
And I don't know all the terminology, so I'm going to say how I say it. She unhanked it and put it in how did it come? A ball? I can't remember.
Yeah, when I
But,
got it, it was a ball of yarn.
right. I had never seen that before.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I would just buy the hank and move on. And I'm glad I did not,
Yes.
because if I had chosen to work on it, I would have been in a world of hurt.
Yeah. You would have had a tangled mess.
Yes.
Do I have a hank? So, like, a skein of yarn, a hank of yarn is like that. If you try to knit or crochet from that, it's just going to make a huge mess.
Yeah, I
So
had
you
no idea.
always want to get it into some sort of. This is a, what do they call this? Just like a ball of yarn, but that's not what they call it. But
Right.
um, so yeah, a lot of yarn stores will offer to wind it for you.
I had no. That's the first time I've been in a yarn only kind of store,
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, after I gave it to you, and then I don't
You
know,
gave it to
one
me
year.
because you were super frustrated and you were scared to work with it.
Yes, because it was so expensive, and
Mm.
it probably isn't expensive in the grand scheme of yarn world, but
Well, I
for
got two
me,
hats out of it, so
yeah.
gotta kind of have the cost.
But for me and my Red Heart yarn budget mindset, this was a lot for me. But yeah, we got two matching hats for me and my son.
Oh,
And
that is the Barley hat from Tin Can Knit. I'll put
okay,
that in show notes.
do that.
Well, I think
And
that's just a plain one, but I think the other one is a Barley.
Nikki has made quite a few hats. Cashmere, you made him a cashmere hat.
So
My son has
I
a
did
lot of,
set out to make him a cashmere hat.
but he got one.
He got one. So I made a bunch of hats. My cousin, I have I have the equivalent of like 6 brothers, but they're all my cousins. I counted that up today and I'm like, no wonder. And I called Princeton the little brother I never wanted. But
Always wanted.
I said it right the
Change?
first time.
I don't think so.
So I honestly, in my family, I'm like the only girl in my generation that lived locally. We have other people who moved away, but locally, I'm the only girl of about 6 other boys. So I knit a lot of hats for Christmas presents. So last year, I was getting my Christmas present mojo going and getting my hat production going. Um, and I got a special ball of yarn. I think it might have been a Dream in Color, and they are expensive. I think it was Dream in Color, but I set them out and they're all older, so this is no Christmas surprise. Set them out, and and they picked a couple hats that they wanted each. Well, the ones I had left over was one of these hats out of Dream and Color, and I gave it to Princeton, and his son put it on and apparently wouldn't take it off.
Yes.
So now I call him the Cashmere Kid, and he gets first pick of every hat. I mean, you got good taste at 3 years old at the time. Hats off, kid, you know.
Exactly. Or hats on.
Hmm. You get what you get. You get what you want. So,
So, but I do have several works in progress, and I left some
excellent.
of them upstairs. So one, I saw this little pattern. I don't remember. I'm really bad at not writing this stuff down. I see it, I look at the pattern, it gets stuck up here, and I just do it. And I need to start writing it down. But these little motifs,
Oh my goodness.
I made 3 of them, and
Those
then I
are
got
so
bored.
cute.
So my plan, of course, is to, put them together and make a little Afghan out of them. But I got bored.
I was gonna say you have a lot of work to go if you're gonna do an Afghan, but
Yeah. And then I realized that, and I was like, this is going to be a lot of time. So this will go on my to-do list.
yes,
But I like these because I can make one and then move on with my life for a little bit,
right. And that's what
So,
I envy about crochet, that you guys can make motifs and just, I mean, you could do that in knitting, but it takes a lot longer.
right. So, yeah, that's one. It was
Nice.
cool.
How
And
long does it take you to make one?
now I'm kind of wishing uninterrupted, I could probably knock it out in 10 minutes.
But you're never
So,
uninterrupted. So,
and a matter of fact, the last time I was crocheting, I actually had Jackie, my wife, do a little timer on how often I get interrupted. I kid you not.
can I guess? What was the time frame? 10 minutes, 30 minutes, what?
It was a 15-minute window.
15 minutes. I'm going to say you got interrupted at least 3 times.
No. Nope.
More?
Yes.
5 times.
Well, we gave up how many times, and we actually counted down to how many seconds it was in between
Oh,
interruptions.
wow.
I was getting 27 seconds.
27 uninterrupted seconds is all you get.
Every 27, I think it was 27. It was mid-20s. I was getting interrupted by, I don't know, the dog, the kid,
Oh.
sometimes her, phone call, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly the kid.
Mm-hmm.
So this could easily take me 40 minutes, So
you're saying this
uninterrupted
is a
though.
project until he turns 18?
Yes, this will be his graduation present.
Oh, awesome. Beautiful. Beautiful.
I'm assuming his high school colors will be,
You
blue and
send
light
him to
blue.
that high school then. He just goes
Yeah.
to the one that's blue and white.
So I've got that going. This is the rainbow colored. So I'm making a hat. It's kind of hard to say. So
It's got all the colors.
I've learned something. This hat taught me a valuable lesson.
Okay.
When you have a lot going on with the yarn color,
Uh-huh.
I need to have a simple pattern,
Okay.
because this is a very nice pattern with a front and back post crochet,
Yes.
but you can't tell because there's so much going on with the colors. So, and I wish that would come in better.
I can see it's got pink and blue and white and yellow.
Yeah.
But you're right, I can't really see the stitch pattern there. I can
Nope.
see that there's a difference at the bottom.
It's the top and then the bottom. You can tell.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do the stitch justice because there's
Hmm.
just so much color going on.
Hmm.
But, you know,
Those yarns are hard to use in knitting also.
really.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So there's something you can do. It's called planned pooling. And
Okay.
people have worked out the math that these companies, in these particular yarns, that they repeated these colors. So it's something about you work the stitches in so many rows and so many stitches per row where it makes like a cool like zigzag pattern.
I've seen that.
Yeah. I
I
don't
don't
know
think
how
I'm
that
smart
works.
enough
That's
to do
math
that.
magic, so I'll
Yeah.
never do that.
No. So then I decided, let me try that same pattern in a more simple yarn. And I still don't really care for it.
Why? I like that.
I don't know. I don't know.
Huh.
So
So do you
this is,
think you're not loving the pattern and the yarn combo, or you think you're not loving the yarn?
I don't think I'm loving the yarn.
Ah,
Yeah.
hmm.
So I don't know. And this is with my beloved Red Heart Super Saver.
Beloved.
My beloved.
There ain't nothing wrong with some red heart,
No.
except for this one.
There ain't nothing wrong with that one either.
Well, Merry Christmas.
Speaking of Red Heart, this was given to me by Miss Nikki. Some
Mm.
Red Heart.
I'd like that back, please. I'll trade you.
Nope. I got some good plans for
See,
this.
that's striped. That should be pretty cool.
This will look really good, yeah. So I believe this is going to become some socks for our November sock challenge
How
that you're
dare
going to lose
you?
in.
How dare you use my own yarn against me? How dare
Exactly.
you?
Exactly.
That's low.
And then I got, and I'm excited about this one. Is this it? Yes. So we were talking about wool.
Yes.
I have never crocheted with wool. So I'm super excited about working with this. And your friend that you were talking about, which is my friend too, by the way, I plan on making her a hat with this. And I have the pattern that I've decided to use. And I don't want to tell you what it is yet. I want to start on it first. But I
Okay.
think it's going to look really nice.
Hold it up. That looks beautiful.
Yep.
Nice. I love that like goldy kind of fallish color. I love
Yeah.
that.
That's what I was kind of shooting for. Kind of like a dark mustard. What color is this? This is oh, I need my reading glasses.
Oh no, you didn't.
Well, I don't have reading glasses. It just says gold.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's very gold.
Okay.
Super gold.
I'm starting to think I am colorblind because that doesn't look gold to me at all.
What does it look like?
Yellow. I mean, I know gold is yellow, but
Yeah. I mean, it's a bright gold.
okay. Sure. So, and then I got, oh, this also. I believe this was wool, isn't it? I don't remember. You picked it out.
What
Whoa,
is
you
it?
can't
Yeah,
see.
that's blowing out. I can't. It's
Uh,
buttercream. Read the label. See what it says. I don't remember that. I've never actually bought that.
yeah, it's 100% wool.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Oh, there we go. There you go.
There you go.
Oh, I
So,
like
and
that
it's,
gray.
where's it
What
at?
size hook are you
There
going
we
to
go.
use with that?
I plan on using a 5 millimeter, and this says to use a 6 millimeter.
Mm.
I don't have one. I need to go out and buy one.
Uh, I inherited some crochet things. I might have one.
Nah, I need to get one.
And I tried to tell you to buy some, but no.
You did. I don't know. I don't know. And I also got some of this. Yeah,
Mandala Lion Brand.
the light is so bright.
So go back a little bit. No, no.
Here, how about that?
Oh, nice. There it is. Oh, I
Yeah.
love that.
Yep.
Those grays and yellows.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
I think that's gonna be really cool looking.
Mm-hmm. Let me see that scarf she's got on the front. Oh, that's neat.
Mm-hmm. That is nice.
I think Mandala is the one with the long color repeat.
Okay.
You'll get a long stretch of gray and a long stretch of yellow.
Okay.
That'd be
So
cool.
that would be good for a scarf then.
Mm-hmm.
That will be my
I mean,
scarf.
I'm just saying, I look beautiful in yellow.
Oh, well, that's good to know. I'm sure the people wanted to know that in case they want to make you anything.
In case they want to make me think, you know. I mean,
and then also for our sock challenge, we got some. Say it.
no,
Say it.
I refuse.
Come on, sugar.
Sugar and cream.
We got some sugar and cream.
Don't say it like that. Don't say it like that.
And I believe these are going to end up being socks too for our sock challenge.
Oh, cute. Like little house socks or something. That's cute.
Yeah. Yep.
Is that like a dark gray marled kind of yarn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
So I look forward to that. And last, but certainly not least.
You just went all out.
Yep.
Oh, the mani-pedi.
Yep. So I can't remember what I was going to do with this.
Well, it looks like socks are on the label. Socks are arm warmers.
Yeah, I think it was going to be socks.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's pretty.
That's what I got for my stash.
Damn it, Joanne.
I did. And I just want to say, this was the first time I've really been out in public in quite a while, other than going to work.
Yeah.
And it's the first time I've been back into a craft store for 2 years, maybe.
Yeah.
It was a little stressful for me. I kind of wigged out a little bit because I forgot there are just so many choices. And if I don't go in with a plan, it just becomes overwhelming. It's just too much. Thank goodness you were there because I probably would have just given up.
Well, remember I left you at one point and then I went to price check something. And then like midway there, I thought, oh no, I've deviated from the plan. But when I came back, you were staring at the aisles like you looked overwhelmed. And you looked like if anybody comes on this aisle, I'm bolting.
Yes.
So I tried to announce myself like, they're there, young fellow. They're there. It's just me, you know. So.
That is exactly how I felt. I wasn't ready. And I mean, if you think about it, if you haven't been outside, if you haven't been in the real world for like 6 months,
right?
What do you expect? I don't like to go out in public to begin with. Then you throw me into a haven of yarn.
That's true. That's true.
That's where they got their name from, huh?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was a bit much. But I came out
the first time I went out after lockdown to like the grocery store, and I suited up. I had made my own mask, and I tied my hair back, and I had like hand sanitizer in both pockets. And I went to Kroger, our local grocery store back here, and I expected like the shelves to be bare. People were like on social media and on Ravelry, like going crazy. Like, I can't find this, and all the beans are sold out and everything. And I walked into Kroger, I waited until like 1 second after the little senior and vulnerable people hour. And I'm walking in and I'm like, and it's just regular. I felt so relieved, but so stupid at the same time. And I know places that are not where I am did have some bare shelves and some interruptions in the supply chain and things like that. It was not here. And I hope to
Yeah.
never see it here, but I was prepared for like Mad Max in the grocery store. I was prepared to like, no, I need that can of beans or But I walk in, there's a guy stocking like parsley. In an apocalypse, nobody needs parsley, but we had plenty. And he's just like casually like, hey. So I felt so I remember that feeling of being just out. And I think the first place I went that was not strictly a grocery store was somewhere like a Joann's, maybe, because I was jonesing for craft supplies and whatnot. But I went and I was like, they did not have a whole lot of the cotton fabric. They did have some interruptions there. But then I went, heard 2 or 3 days later, oh, we got a huge truck, come on in. And it was like overflowing. So your expectations in your brain and the reality sometimes don't really mesh up together. But I was really prepared to fight an old lady for some craft supplies or some rice, whichever.
But not parsley.
Not parsley. That's the last thing I need. I don't need the little Salt Bay garnish on my apocalypse meal. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Well, you mentioned mask. I would love to show the world some mask in a mask bag that Miss Nikki has made.
Oh my goodness. I have been busy this week. I have
You
been the
have.
mask queen this week.
Look at that.
Look. Oh, even I'm surprised. I forgot.
Uh-huh. And she even makes the little slit for the filter to go in there.
Yeah.
Very crafty.
Look at that craftswomanship.
We got that
Oh, I forgot
one.
these.
And
Cool.
bam.
Nice.
Uh-huh. I didn't show you the inside of this one. Bam.
Hey, I forgot. It
And then we
really,
got
so I really do put him in a production line.
boom. Look at that.
Nice.
Perfect. And you know what? It smells just like lavender. My little mask bag.
So the mask bag, I have done some mask bags this week. I can't show them all because some of them are for gifts that,
Right.
one day somebody might watch this podcast. I don't know.
No.
But the mask bag, the years ago, the mask, so I do have some masks made. But the mask pattern is Mimi G of Mimi G Style, and she has a very fabulous mask pattern that me and my boyfriend kind of made a huge assembly line of masks a couple of months ago, and so I've continued on. But I thought, well, I have all these masks, and one day I got in my car, and I almost pulled out of my house, and I didn't have a mask in my car. So I was like, oh no. So I thought about mask bags. So these little bags, they're, maybe as big as my hand. But I thought that would be some. What's it look for?
You got tiny hands.
I have regulation size hands, America.
False.
So
That's alternative facts.
don't you even start with that. So the mask bag, I thought it's just a little drawstring bag. Made out. I think I can get 2 out of 1 fat quarter, but they're not lined. They're just. I want to just keep some in these bags and put them in my car. So I thought that was a neat addition to your mask supply. Princeton's going to work every day in a very populous place, so I just thought. I try to keep him supplied with masks and his parents. His parents are way more lovely than he is, but they are. And I just thought that'd be a nice little addition. These take far less time to make than any of these masks. Oh my gosh, far less time. So these were pretty fun to do. So I've got
Now,
several on the go. I've got, these don't have the drawstrings in them yet, but got that one and that one.
I
And
like
there are
that.
more, like I said, but they're gifts. So that's
Now,
best.
I will say, so Nikki made some, like she said, for my parents, and they got a bag with mask. My dad, who is a very quiet fellow, he doesn't say much, and he is not crafty at all, at all. So I give my mom her bag, and I give my dad her bag, and they're full of masks. And my mom, who she's sews and everything,
hmm
she's like, "Oh, it's a nice bag. I wonder what it's for." And my dad, of all people, says, "It's so you can just like put your mask and put it in your car, so you always know you got mask in your car."
Oh my goodness.
He got it.
Yes.
Mom was like, "Oh, that's such a good idea." She did not get it at first,
Oh my goodness.
but he got it.
He's awesome.
That's the one time he will get it, but he
He
got it.
is awesome.
Yeah,
He's a very practical man. He knows.
I guess.
I have
So,
to say, your mother sent me a very nice message. Um, and
God.
I was so proud. She knows how to work my heartstrings, so she will stay
Oh,
supplied with masks. You not so much, but we'll see how this goes.
well,
I mean, you do grant me access to the Cashmere Kids, so that's your
that
only
is
saving grace. That's it.
Cashmere Kid.
So I got one
So
more
yeah, that's
thing. Sorry. I got
no
one
go
more
ahead.
thing that I have finished this week. I did some masks, I did some bags. This has been a very sewy week. Oh, I've got some acquisitions that are not fiber related at all. But I did finish, I think people saw this on Instagram, my sock yarn practice um, for our challenge. And it mostly came out the way I wanted it to. I think I'm going to do one more tweak, but I think I'm going to dye my sock yarn this upcoming week so I can get started on that.
Okay.
Because it'll take you about 36 seconds to finish yours. Might take me about 5 weeks to do. But this again
Five
was
weeks.
dyed with Wilton's icing colors. And it's
Nice.
kind of old school, garishly 70s, 80s colors, but I like it. But that's all I worked on this week. I sewed a lot, a lot, a lot.
Yeah. Well, feel free to show those too. I mean,
Well, I sewed masks and uh-oh. I'm just disorganized. I thought, okay, here it is. I got one more finished object, sort of, that you benefited from. My soap from a couple weeks ago is ready.
oh,
So, rosemary and lavender with activated charcoal swirls. So,
nice.
this is what I keep just carrying it around, snorting it. But
Yeah,
there's my soap. And what are you
made
doing?
some
I hear
soap too. I
you
made
did
some
not
soap
make
too.
that.
Yeah, I made it.
What'd you make it out of?
Lavender and rosemary
Right. Uh-huh.
and love.
And love. Yes.
Lots and lots of
Lots
love.
of, and I'm kicking you off the podcast. Kicking you off. So I've been wanting to make soap. So I made an order to my Wholesale Supplies Plus out of Independence, Ohio. I've been ordering from them for, I counted up, like 15 years now, and perfect customer service every time. So I got this big box, and I didn't want to show you because I may have gotten something I'm going to share with you. But I got some fragrances and things like that, which you know, on a podcast nobody cares about. But I did get some oils and butters. So I got some cocoa butter,
Nice.
toys, and it smells just like chocolate. Yum. Um, and I use that for lotion bars and things like that. I said I'm going to shoot a soap video.
You should.
Here. I got, oh, sorry. Don't want to strain my back. Got a bucket, a bucket of palm oil. They had a sale, 25% off all of their fixed oils and butters. So I was running low on palm oil. I was running low on some cocoa butter. And this is the part I may share with you. I may not. I'm a little embarrassed. I got 5 pounds of shea butter.
Wow.
This is the refined and deodorized shea butter. But 5 pounds is a lot of shea butter. I didn't really realize how much 5 pounds was going to be.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
It's a lot of moisture.
So I have been resisting making soap all week because I can't do one more crafty thing this week. I've got to get busy on straightening this house up at some point. I got a sock challenge to win, so
Good luck.
I can win. So I will be sharing some of my shea butter with you. I think.
Okay, great.
Only for the Cashmere kids use
He is usually the one to partake the most in it.
it. But all my supplies come from Wholesale Supplies Plus, and they have a fantastic website.
They do. I've been on it. That is true. Easy to
But I'm
use.
looking forward to making some more soap. Again, act surprised when you get soap for Christmas.
Like that?
Not like that.
It's almost like a fear.
That was like if I give you 5 pounds of soap.
Oh,
You know,
my
yes,
goodness.
that's the reaction. That's it. That's it. So I think for me that is it for crafting.
That's definitely all I've got. Next time we meet, I'm going to have some finished projects.
Mm.
In between the 27 seconds I have to work,
Right.
I will knock things out.
Out of my stash, I thought so. I'm gonna be making some more masks, but I have some Halloween fabric that I was gonna use. So I have some options, but
That's cool.
and then I thought about you at this one.
Yeah, now we're
I
talking.
hate candy corn. I hate candy corn.
Love candy corn.
I hate it.
I love all things corn and candy.
I'm not gonna comment on that.
Well, I do.
I love all things corn and candy. Really?
Yes.
I
Really.
feel like our first podcast was so much better. So much more reasonable. That's when we're talking about your love of candy and corn.
Gold. That is corn gold.
We've already peaked.
Oh, well.
Well, our 3 viewers will be
Yes.
really
Shout out.
pleased.
Shout out to you 3.
I am thankful for every viewer.
Absolutely. I
I'm
am
thankful
too.
for you hanging in this long because this was a mess.
I think they'll love it.
This is real life though.
Matter of fact, comment below if you love corn, candy, or candy corn. Let us know. I love it.
That's his poll. I don't want to know your corn likes or dislikes.
Well, that's too bad. Well, before we go any further down there, you want to just wrap it up?
I think so.
Before we go down this cornhole?
Okay, I'm done. You just finish up. I'll just drink my water. I'm done. After that, you just.
Well, if you've made it this far, you're the real winners here. you you are you are some true warriors,
You
and we
are.
appreciate it.
We
We
appreciate. I
appreciate it.
really do. I really do.
So yeah,
I
thanks
feel
for
like
tuning
we're
in.
better when we talk about these before we record them.
I don't know. I kind of like the raw, just give it to them straight.
Give that corn to him straight.
Give that corn straight corn. Straight corn.
Straight corny.
Well, that too. So yeah, thanks for watching. Comment below. Let us know what you're making. Uh, like the video, please.
Please.
Do it for Nikki.
Please.
Do it for Sugar.
Remember, I have to be brown sugar or we'll get sued.
But no, really, thanks for watching. We
Like the
appreciate it.
hat.
Yeah, the hat's great. That's probably the best thing that happened this whole
Well,
hour and a
it is the
half.
best thing that I did this week. It is. It is.
Well, that's an accomplishment. I felt that really does look good though.
Well, thank you. It's for somebody really special, and I hope she likes it.
She will. She absolutely will. So, all right. Well, until next time, have a good week. We'll see you all later.
Bye.
Ah.